Roast chicken. Everyone's favorite. It's one of the easiest things to make in the kitchen, but it's often overcooked, dry, just terrible. Today we're going to show you how to make juicy, perfectly cooked chicken with crispy skin. Let's begin. The first thing you need to do is remove the wishbone. You can find it just above the cavity. It's important to remove the wishbone because it makes carving the chicken once it's cooked much easier, and you'll have a lot less waste. So find the wishbone with your thumb and then cut around it with a sharp knife and then just ease it out. And if it breaks, that's okay too. Just make sure you get all of the pieces. Okay, put the chicken aside. We're going to start making our brine. Okay, bring 2 liters of water to a boil. Then add your herbs. Today I'm using rosemary, thyme, and lavender, but feel free to use any herb you wish. Next, I'm going to add 1 lemon. I'm going to squeeze the juice out and throw the rinds in. Next, we're going to add some vegetables. I'm going to add leek, some celery, about 1 stalk, 1 carrot, and the extra green part of the leek. So you can put just about anything you want in your brine. The main part is we're trying to hydrate the meat of the chicken. I'm also going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, about 4 tablespoons of salt, a couple of tablespoons of sherry vinegar, and then I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of black peppercorns. So we're going to cover this and let this cook for about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes, remove the lid, turn the heat off, and let it cool for a few hours. Once your brine is cool, add it to a container with your chicken and make sure that your chicken is breast side down. Make sure to add the remaining aromatics and vegetables, and then keep in the fridge for 24 hours. So it's been 24 hours. Our chicken is now brined, and we're ready to cook it. Some chefs recommend that you take it out of the brine and keep it in the fridge to dry out for 1 more night, but I find that to be unnecessary. So we've taken our chicken out of the brine and we put it into a pan. You'll notice that I have some vegetables in there as well, some carrots, celery, onion, leek, and I'm taking the extra herbs that we had in the brine and I'm stuffing them in the cavity of the chicken. It's important to have some vegetables in the pan with your chicken, and there are a couple of reasons for this. Number 1, it prevents the bottom side of the chicken from getting burned when you're cooking it, and another reason is that it imparts a nice flavor as well. So we're almost ready to cook our chicken. We have a couple of other things to do, but now would be a good time to preheat your oven. And while you're waiting for your oven to get to the correct temperature, you want to leave your chicken outside. You don't want your chicken to be cold. You want it to be room temperature when you're cooking it. So once your oven is preheated and it's really hot, get some olive oil and we're going to rub it into the skin. This will prevent the skin from burning in the beginning. It will keep the skin nice and moist. And then towards the end, that oil will still be in there and it will help make the skin crispy. And you want to make sure you get in every nook and cranny. So you want to do this for a couple of minutes. While this may look like a day spa for the chicken, this is completely necessary. Okay, by this point, your oven should be preheated to the hottest setting. Your chicken should no longer be cold, and we are ready to go in. So we're only going to cook this 15 minutes at the hottest setting. So it's been about 15 minutes, and we're going to check our chicken. So now we're going to turn down the temperature in the oven. We're going to set it to 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm now going to brush on a tiny bit of paprika butter. So we're going to brush on a little bit more, and then we're going to put it back in the oven, and we're going to wait about 25 minutes. And then we're going to check to see how much our chicken is cooked. Okay, 25 minutes later. I'm going to put a little bit more of that paprika butter on there. So I'm going to check how well done the chicken is now. I'm going to use a cake tester or a skewer. I'm going to insert it about there. And once the skewer starts to get warm, you know you're getting close. So I'm going to put them back in for another 25 minutes. We're going to put a bit more paprika butter. Can't get enough of that. Okay, so we're going to check it again. So your skewer should be pretty hot when the chicken is cooked. You can also make a cut between the thigh and the breast, and if the juices run clear, your chicken is cooked. Okay, I think this needs about another 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes later. This is looking pretty good. Okay, let's give it a test. You should leave your skewer in for about 10 seconds. And then test it on your wrist, because that's a very sensitive area. And that's definitely cooked. You can pretty much tell by looking at it, but it's always good to check. If you're not comfortable using a skewer to check your chicken, you could always use a thermometer as well. If you are using a thermometer, it should be about 74 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we're now ready to plate. I'm also going to use some of these roasted vegetables that we had in the pan as a garnish. Okay, and now we're ready to serve. Look at that. And now the moment of truth. Look at the color of that skin, it's perfect. The juices are coming out. Look at that, perfectly cooked chicken. Juicy, crispy skin. Serve this for your family or your friends. Put that in the center of the table, and they will be happy, guaranteed. Well, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see further recipes and techniques, please like and subscribe. Happy cooking.